Right, we're looking at perimeter, area and volume, and we're looking at circles actually, and a circumference is the perimeter of a circle, isn't it? And we should know that the circumference of a circle is pi times diameter, which is the same as 2 times pi times the radius, because 2 radii make a diameter, or 2 radiuses if you want. Okay, so we know that 31.4 equals pi times diameter. So therefore the diameter is going to be 31.4 divided by pi, which actually when you put it in your calculator gives you 9.9949. It's essentially 10. If you're going to round it to the nearest centimetre, or even to 1 decimal place. Okay, so diameter is 10, which means that the radius is half of that, and so the radius is 5 centimetres. Now you should also know that the area of a circle is pi times the radius squared, and so therefore pi times 5 squared, alright, which you remember you can get your pi button on your calculator by doing shift and then the times 10 to the x button. 5 squared equals, now it will give you 25 pi. Now actually that's a perfectly good answer, right? That's written in terms of pi, but if they say to round it to 1 decimal place, press your SD button, you get 78.5 to 1 decimal place. Okay, but both those answers are exactly the same, right? They're the same number, and actually the 25 pi one is arguably more accurate because you don't have to round it, do you? Now then, what I'm going to do is draw the cross section here. Now if I'm finding volume of a prism, alright, I need to work out the area of the cross section, and that's this bit. Alright, that's 3, what was that, 3 as well, and then multiply it by the length. Now I like to do this, okay, by essentially working out, oops, that's not very well drawn, working out the whole thing and then taking off the gap. Right, so what I'm going to do, now that gap is 5 by 2, because that whole length, trying to do this whole length has got to be equal to this whole length, right, and that whole length there is 8, so if that bit's 3, the other bit's got to be 5. Alright, so what I've therefore got is 8 times 5 minus 2 times 5. 2 times 5, which actually if I do that in the right colour, that might make it a bit clearer, mightn't it? Alright, so here we go, minus 2 times 5. So I've worked out the whole thing as if there wasn't a gap, and then take off the gap. And that gives me 40 minus 10, which is 30 centimetres squared for the cross section. So that's this bit here, which I've just coloured in. I now need to multiply that by the length of the prism, which is there, so 30 times 12, right, which is 360, and it's centimetres cubed. Oh, not a very good 3, there we go. Alright, so whenever you're finding volume of a prism, work out the area of the cross section, right, multiply by the length. Same with cylinders, the works, alright.